So I've been holding this one back for quite a while, and I'm excited to be able to talk about this song finally. Let's get into it. First off, if you haven't heard my new song, The God Who Sees Me, featuring the amazing John Waller, go check it out after this video, of course. I'm not just saying it because it's my song. It's one of my favorite songs I've ever done. So go check it out, please. But I'm gonna hold on, running away from the shelter of this home I've never known. This song has two special guests. John Waller, who sings the second verse and the second chorus and does some harmonies with me. And my son, Caden, who played acoustic guitar on this song. So this song is very special and close to my heart because my son's on this song. And because John Waller actually had some pretty great songs that came out and have impacted my life as well. I disappeared for a second because my heater was making a clicking noise and I turned it down. Still making a clicking noise. And I will go into some detail about John Waller, who he is, his story, and how all of this actually came to be. Because I didn't know John Waller before this. I knew his music. I didn't know the guy. So, backstory. If you've been watching this channel for the last year or so, you know that last year my family and I went through the ringer. We had a rough year. Things just didn't want to go right. We dealt with loss. We dealt with depression. It was the first year that I actually went through depression, which was just flattened me. I'm not going to go through the whole thing, but if you go to my video, I think it was around May of last year, and you'll be able to tell which one it is. The title is about depression and stuff. But it was a rough year for our family. That being said, and I don't know if this is a God thing or coincidence. I don't really believe in coincidences, so we're going to attribute this one to him. So during this time, as I was like just doom scrolling in my depression, just going through feed posts and stuff like that, there was someone that continuously kept getting thrown into my algorithm. And it was John Waller. Now, John Waller is known for his song, While I'm Waiting, from the smash hit movie, Fireproof. While I'm waiting, his song, While I'm Waiting, I think it hit the charts in a major way. I don't know what position it hit, but it was a big song, especially in North America here. He also had some other hit songs like Crazy Faith, songs like that were on other movies as well. But While I'm Waiting was the one that really struck me and made me realize who he was, and I've been following him ever since. But his stuff had not been thrown into my algorithm in literally years. Very strange. So he was posting, and I think it was right around June or July, his posts started popping up in my feed. Just what he was saying was really resonating with my spirit, because he was going through a rough year as well. This literally went on until October. During this time, I was working on this song, The God Who Sees Me. I wrote it earlier in the year when I was going through some heavy stuff. And I'm actually going to make another video breaking down what the actual song means, because it's kind of deep, okay? This is just like a surface preface to it, okay? It's really interesting how this worked. I started talking to my wife back in, I think it was like September, that I wanted to have a special guest featured on this song, and I didn't know who it was going to be. So I started praying about it. I said, pray about it too, babe. I'm kind of picky about who I get to work with on my songs. And I've worked with some great artists in the past. I'll shout out 180, Chelsea Amber. I'm working on a song right now with Fresh IE. There's some great artists that I have worked with in the past, and I have some more exciting artists that I'm working on that are already slated for this year, and I'm excited to share those with you as well, but we're going to stick with right now. I was praying about who to have on this song. All the while, John Waller's posts keep popping up, and I'm thinking, like just passively, like, oh, he's like an influencer and a big artist. And I remember it was a Thursday night in November. I was in my kitchen. I think I was making steak or something like that, just frying it up. And I went on my phone again, and another John Waller post popped up. And he was literally going through a really rough time in this time, and it resonated directly with my spirit. All of a sudden, I had this like click in my mind that said, Matt, ask him to be on your new song. I'm like, that is a long shot. The dude has a career. Like, he's not small beans by any means. Hey, that's a new rhyme. He's not small beans by any means. That's dumb. Anyway, moving on. Probably not going to cut that part out because that's dumb. And I like to roll like that. But anyway, and I just sent him a message. I just sent him a message. I said, I have a new song called The God Who Sees Me. I explained a little bit what the song was about. And what do you think? Like, would you be interested in being on it? I literally did not expect to hear back from him, honestly. And I think I checked my email the next morning, and he had already emailed back and said, let's hear the song. So I sent it over, and John's a busy guy. So it took a few days, and he got back to me, and he said, I'll try. He didn't even say yes or no. He just said, I'll see what I can do about it or something like that. I was like, oh, sweet. All right, commercial break. I am super excited to announce that I have a brand new Bible study on the book of John. And when I say Bible study, we're not talking about diving into the deep pool and learning what the Greek means and everything. I'm sitting down with the Bible in my studio here, and I'm reading it to you. And at the end, I give you a word of encouragement, I pray, and you're on your way. So, fun fact, the book of John has 21 chapters. That's 3 weeks. I made this course, which is free, to be an encouragement and a light to you. Maybe you read the Bible every day, but you want that little extra, or maybe you've become a little stagnant and the Bible has dust on the shelf or on your phone. There's not dust on your phone. So if that interests you, there's a link down below. Click that, sign up. It'll be sent to you free of charge. It took me over a month to make it, but it was well worth the work because I know that there's going to be fruit from the labor that I put in and the labor you put in for doing the work, reading God's word, and let it soak into you. So click that link below. Then some stuff happened and he went on tour and he was busy literally for like a month and a half. So I was thinking like, this isn't going to work out. Like I talked to him a couple more times. I knew he was busy and I kind of left it alone. I messaged a few other artists asking them if they could be on the song with me. And lo and behold, everyone I asked was either too busy or just didn't respond, which was kind of curious to me because it was people I've talked to before, and there are some collabs I am going to do with some artists in the future too. So, and I get people are busy 100% because I can't just do everything too. I remember it was a Wednesday night, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I was like, God, I'm kind of stressing about this. I was feeling a little down and thinking like maybe I'm not a good enough artist to be featured on, or people don't want to be featured on my music. You know, the whole like, woe is me, I'm a fraud, I'm a failure. Yeah, I deal with that too. I'm sure everyone else does. I felt God nudging me at like, I think it was like 1, 2 in the morning. Maybe it was midnight. I don't know. It was a Wednesday night going into Thursday. And I just felt, email John one more time. So I did. I emailed him, and literally the next day, I think it was the next morning, he emailed back, super interested, and by that night, he had his portion of the song already recorded and sent back to me. And I was like, this is cool. This is amazing. So that is my John Waller story of how that came to be. John's a great guy, super nice, kind, salt of the earth kind of guy. So all that being said, I got John Waller on this song with me. That's cool. Like, the dude is a legend, especially in my mind when it comes to Christian music. Like I mentioned earlier, I wrote the song from a place of brokenness. I had recently left a job, and I have talked about this in this other video I mentioned too. If it's the video, if you're looking for it, it's the video. I'm sitting in my car and I'm driving, and I think it's like 20 minutes, and I'm just talking to the camera. So if that interests you at all, go for it. I'll just give you the cliff notes on this, okay? I left a stable job after being there 13 years because I felt God pushing me out to do something different, to push me beyond what the comfortability I was living in, because it wasn't a healthy place. And I felt that if I didn't move, I was going to be stuck forever. And I felt God say, step out. Literally, those are the words I felt for like a year. And I talked about that in that video. I finally stepped out. I joined my wife in her cleaning business because I'm not rich and I still need to make money for my family. And I still do that to this day. But this is growing. Thank you, Jesus. But all of a sudden, I went from, you know, the predictability of how your life's going to be, your day, you get up in the morning, you know what you're going to do. And I think all of these things combined with I've been pushing to do music for so long with little to no success, and I'm talking like back-breaking hours of work, just trying to grow this thing. Just the needle not moving at all. So feeling like I made a jump into the unknown, feeling alone in that regard, and then seeing no hope because anything I've tried, it's not like you're trying to go and have an interview for a job to start and then get paid all of a sudden. No, the music industry is you're building. It's grassroots. You're building slowly over time. It's a combination and a snowball effect, which I've been doing for years and years. So in that depressive state, I sat down with my pen and paper and I wrote the song. And the song literally, I wrote the first verse and the chorus on one particular day, and I think I finished the second verse another day, which John tweaked a bit, I'm very happy he did. It worked out great. But the lyrics that I wrote in the chorus, and I was almost in tears when I was writing the song, was running away from the shelter of this home I've ever known. And I did feel like I was running away, and I had nowhere else to turn. My home was gone. I'd burned the bridges. Not really, but you know what I mean. What was I going to do? But by the time I got to the bridge, I was feeling hopeful. The bridge says, "Never have you left me down." Not let me down, left me down. Because I was already down. But I felt the Father, in his love for me, was not going to leave me there. Never have I left you down. Even when I turn around and start chasing temporary phases. It just poured out of me. The bridge continues like, "You're calm in every single storm I'm facing. The battles, nothing separates us from the love of Jesus," is essentially what the synopsis of the rest of the bridge is. And I just felt in that moment that there was peace and there was hope and there was still battles to be fought. I wasn't even at my lowest point when I wrote this, but I had gone through it already when I recorded it. And I think you can feel that emotion in the way that I sang it. And the way John brings his vocal capabilities and his talent to this song, it brought it to a whole other level. If you really haven't heard it yet, I encourage you to check it out. The song is based around the story of Hagar in Genesis. And like I said, I'm going to shoot a whole other video on that. If you're watching this and you haven't seen that one yet, it's either because it's not released yet or you just missed it. But it will be coming soon if not. The basic idea behind this whole song is God is in control. We are not. We can be running away from the home that we've always known. It's new territory, but we can trust God, knowing that he's good. He's a good father who loves his children very much. So if you haven't heard the song, please check it out, guys. Don't forget to like this video. God bless.
You're the God who sees me.